I am so over pity marketing. I know it's a marketing scheme. I actually learned about it in school. I think it's psychology and stuff, but it's annoying. The reason that people aren't reading your books is one of three reasons. Number one, you suck. That's it. Now, writing is a craft that can be improved, and honestly, it doesn't take much to improve. Unless you're Colleen Hoover. Anyway, but there might not be hope for you. But anyway, number two, you are just not doing the right kind of marketing. See, there's different kinds of marketing, and pity marketing is not one that tends to resonate a lot these days because people don't have empathy. And on top of that, people are a little more aware of that type of marketing, so they're going to ignore it. Unless it's AI, because anyway, back on topic, Kai. Sometimes books just don't sell. That's all it is. You could be the best writer in the world. You could be the best author in the world. You could be the best artist, the best designer. Unfortunately, people don't recognize your craft until you're dead. And that's really sad, but it is a reality of being an artist, because essentially when you're an author, you are an artist. And the last one is you just haven't reached your audience, which that tends to happen a lot more than people think. Like, for an example, I published a fan fiction on Wattpad. It was not doing well. It was bots that kept commenting. It was the same spam over and over again. That got annoying quick. So once I got over that, I ended up publishing it on Tumblr. Once I published it on Tumblr, it was getting a lot of likes and a lot of reshares, and then I realized my audience wasn't on Wattpad. It was on Tumblr. And sometimes that's really all you need to do. You just need to find your audience, and sometimes your audience may not be where you are hoping they will be. And I'm not saying leave TikTok. You might not be advertising to the correct part of TikTok. Like, what's another one? For an example, thinking about a movie. Jennifer's Body was originally marketed towards men, but who ended up being the audience? Women. Women loved it. Women saw a lot of things in it that men just, it's just about hot girls. Goodbye. While women saw there was depth in the story, and there was a lot more to it. Because, it unfortunately showcased a lot of things that some people go through. That's all that there is to it sometimes. It is not a massive conspiracy to make your life miserable. It's just that. And in the end of the day, sometimes something as silly as an audio, as a meme, as a skit can get a lot of views up here. And that's all it takes. I've seen a lot of people do explanations of their books, skits, TikTok audios, and their books end up getting attention. And that's one really good way to do it, because while people might not know about your book, and they might end up scrolling randomly and they find an audio that's really popular, they might see it and be like, oh, I wonder what this is, and look more, find your book, and then read it. And then at that point they can be like, oh yeah, this ain't for me, or ooh, I like this. Which, in the end of the day, like I said, everyone's got their audience. And if you want to think about it deeper, Quan Mills, he writes some interesting books, to say the least, but he has a genuine audience of people who love his books and want to read them. And he found his niche, and he is doing great at it. Also, the books are really well written, so he's also got that going for him. I probably just summoned him. Anyway, just take a deep breath. Refocus on what kind of marketing you want to do. Or if you need to take a break, just take one. And remember, sometimes things just happen for a reason. So maybe it's not popular now, but it'll end up being popular in a couple months, or a couple weeks, or hell, in a couple days.